Hello, I'm Lawrence Price from the Pardes Jewish community. It's a privilege to be here. When Martin Luther King wrote from the Birmingham prison that the Negro's great stumbling block in his stride towards freedom is not the Ku Klux Klaner, but the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than to justice, who constantly says, "I agree with the goal that you seek, but I cannot agree with your methods of direct action." He was talking about my parents, people like them. My parents were white moderates, not in America, but in South Africa, during the last decades of the racist apartheid regime. Not that they weren't entrenched in core Jewish beliefs and values, justice, charity, community. No, they were generous, caring, deeply grateful for their privilege. But my parents were also traumatized immigrants, having fled Germany and Eastern Europe just before the Nazis and the Poles shut the escape routes. The refuge that they found in Johannesburg was a lifesaver, and they felt beholden to the state for our safety. Stay low, stay safe. As teenagers, however, my brothers and I would have none of it. We were born in South Africa, second-generation citizens, and as such, we felt both entitled to have our voices heard and responsible to make them heard. Had we not been taught that there is no safety for anyone without justice? Were we not raised on the fundamental truth that all men are born equal? And so it was that dinner times at home became trench warfare. Us children declaiming that you're either on the side of the oppressed or on the side of the oppressor. You cannot be neutral. My parents insisting that this is not the time. It's really not our business. Besides, we could lose everything again. While Martin Luther King was leading the river of change in America, Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, and others were fighting the good fight in South Africa. There was a fervor for freedom all over the world, and the voice of Martin Luther King was inspiring civil rights activisms all through late colonial Africa. As he often said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. He showed us the way of framing local struggles as part of a greater whole. My parents were right, and so were we. There was a price to pay for disobeying unjust laws, for rabble-rousing in the name of justice. Martin Luther King Jr. intuited that he would not reach the promised land, and tragically, he paid the ultimate price. In my family, we had the secret police drop dead animals to intimidate us, ransack my brother's room for contraband, lock him up to keep him from leading student protests. And like my parents, I too became an immigrant. But I came to America by choice, not in flight. And therein lies the difference. I am beholden to the structures of the justice system of this country, no matter how flawed. But I'm also beholden to my Jewish values and lineage. There is a core Jewish precept called Tikkun Olam. It is the idea that Jews bear the responsibility not only for their own moral, spiritual, and material welfare, but also for the welfare of society at large. I've been fortunate to find Pardes, which is a mostly Jewish community here in Kitsap County, that lives by these precepts. Martin Luther King Jr. in his vision of the beloved community described Tikkun Olam another way. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? And if I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. Thank you.